Hi, this is JP Collins with Pylon Studios, and today in the little lesson that I'm going to give, it's about warming up with drawing, drawing shapes, picking everyday items that you can use to draw, working with a little bit with color to understand maybe what you might do in future work, and then also working with putting that into a space. Um, and here we go. Now, when you are drawing every day, it helps you um, stay in tune with, with your ability to. It's like any muscle, your ability to see things and to draw what you see. But it's also important to warm up before you start doing anything more than just a daily drawing. So if you wanted to say a small painting or a more intense drawing of these three items, then you definitely want to do some warm up. Now, this may not be a final piece, but these are the kinds of items that I would grab quickly or whatever if I wanted to do just sort of a daily drawing or an illustration, just a quick practice run with anything. It may not be the final thing that I want to work on, but it's a good thing to warm up with. So as you can see, I've got three items. They're different shapes, different colors. So if I wanted to do anything with color, I could. I have my colored pencils here if I want to do that. But I like to use just a soft pencil. This is a 3B. And it's just a standard graphite pencil. And I like to just, get started with just some basics. So now, I know that this shape isn't necessarily exactly the shape of the tomato, but it doesn't really matter because this is about your drawing and it's about you seeing it, and so you can approximate that shape. You don't have to get it exactly right, but what you do want to get right for sure is to understand how that curvature works in relationship. Now see, this little stem here actually should be up here, but that's okay. I'm just practicing and I'm just warming up. Okay, and then I've got my orange back here. And then the relationship between the avocado and the orange is a little different than what I'm drawing here, maybe, but maybe not. Okay, and if you go off the page, that's okay. Okay, but what you want to do is try to get some things down, quickly, and get an idea of what these shapes feel like, the relationship of the shapes to each other, and then you can start playing with the space. It helps you understand a little bit more about how to create a good composition. But the other thing that's nice about doing practice drawings is, and warming up, is it gets you a little more nimble, but you also start seeing things that you might not see if you just tried to just get started and frustrate yourself. It teaches you things to look for. Now see, this shadow isn't exactly the same, but it might be something that would inform me later, like, wow, this is kind of cool the way this works. Maybe I could try something else. And you can play with scale. So for instance, this orange is bigger than this avocado in real life, but what if I messed with it on the paper? So it's about your drawing, not about the actual thing. And what you're seeing, it's important to draw it, but again, in the form of like, what is it I'm seeing? What is that shape and how does it relate to the space around it? And then I'm going to try one more like little, just, and you can do this too. You can just kind of sketch. In warm-ups, especially if you're doing still life drawing, not still life drawing, but life drawing, with drawing people, it's important to have your model do a session, about 10 minutes, of just changing poses, every, 10 to 20 seconds, so that you can kind of get an idea of that person, and you do something like this where you're sketching out that person and, whatever. We'll talk about that another time. So there's the shadow. That's not exactly real, but that's okay. Gets you an idea of like how to portray that, right? Something else that you want to pay attention to is when you are drawing, and this is why I like soft pencils, is that the line is very important. So thick and thin, you know, play with your tools. See what kind of line quality you can get out of it. You know, and define edges. So this is about, you know, understanding what it is you're portraying rather than trying to imitate what's actually there. Okay. Now, if you wanted to try some color, we'll just use the back of this because you know, it's okay, since we're just trying it out. I've got, you know, and you don't have to use the colors that are there, but these are such striking colors, I thought I'd try them out. These are Prismacolor pencils, and what I like about them is they're like a soft graphite pencil. They have nice, you know, line quality, and so like, you know, this avocado is a nice color, right? So I use something that's really expressive. You know, and these pencils have a lot of I guess give, so they can give you a lot of range in tone and texture. Okay, so, you know, and then I don't know if I really want to get into any of that, but, you know, like this shading and stuff, that's not really what I'm here to do, but just to give you an idea of like what these things are capable of, they're pretty nice. I mean, you could really get into this and do, in fact, if I chose like maybe a purple for the shadow, you know, like if you really wanted to get into this, you could draw this out and then start, you know, filling in and being more realistic in your drawing if you wanted to. But for the purposes of today, I just want to talk about daily sketching and getting ideas from what you're doing. So, you know, and the purpose of trying out colors too is to get an idea of like, you know, what if I don't want to necessarily portray this orange in orange? Maybe I want to use something, you know, something a little different. You know, and if I wanted to get that orange to pop a little bit more, I could use some yellow underneath it. You know, and this also is a good exercise for like if you plan to do a painting of these guys. These guys, they break a little bit, so if you get them too sharp, they will break. So you gotta watch that. It's the only thing I have a problem with these guys, but other than that, I've been using them for years and I really love them. So just messing around like this, I mean, even though I'm not really putting a lot into this drawing, it helps me understand where I might want to go. Here's another pencil. I've got these off camera. You know, and this is sort of this is more like, this is a crimson. So it's a little different color than the so these give you color studies, and this is probably a red that I probably wouldn't use normally for that shadow. I'd probably use something darker, but I wouldn't use black for sure. And the reason for that is that it just deadens your picture when you do it. But if you work for, you look for, opposites on the color wheel. So like purple and yellow work as opposites, and they play off of each other. Orange and blue, maybe not this blue, but a blue, and then red and green. You can get some more dynamism going on. A lot of times this works better with paint than with the pencils, but you kind of get the idea. That's why I reached for the purple over here, because I thought it might be a nice darker counterpoint to that green in the avocado. And again, if you want to try to brighten up that avocado, add some yellow, and then of course then the purple. So that's a good little exercise there that you can do on a daily basis if you have the tools handy. And even if you just have a graphite pencil, you can quickly go in, do some quick sketches, get an idea of what the shapes you're working with, the dynamics of those shapes, how they work together, and actually then creating some sort of composition, and understand how that might work in a space to make it a little more interesting. And you can draw out little squares and try out different, or rectangles, whatever you want to do, to try to make it a little more interesting, so that it's not just about open space, and you start seeing things in a much different way, and you can play with things like shadows and space dynamics. Like musicians and dancers, warming up as a visual artist helps you get that shift, maybe not physically like the more physical arts need, but mentally, into another mindset, another way of looking at things. Warming up helps you get past the idea of just phoning it in or just drawing shapes that quickly represent something, as opposed to actually drawing what you see. No matter if you're a regular artist who draws every day, or you get a chance to draw once a week, warming up gets you into that state of mind that helps you get past all that other crap, no matter what you're thinking about, whether you're sleepy or you're thinking about the day ahead, or the thing you're thinking about what went on during the day. What I like to do is, when I warm up, and as I displayed, is choosing or drawing out several boxes in order to get several quick drawings done, rather than belaboring trying to draw one big piece. And don't worry about what you're drawing, just draw something. The other important thing about warming up, is that warming up actually helps you get past that idea, that issue that a lot of people have with the blank slate, the blank canvas, the blank piece of paper. So once you start exercising your drawing muscles, it will help you get past those issues of what do I draw, and what do I do next, right? So if you're forcing yourself to start drawing something, even in a little box, doesn't matter what it is, like I said before, it could be fruit, it could be a can, anything you want. Just the act of warming up and doing it quickly, getting it down, will get you into that space, that headspace, to allow you to do more drawing, or even more involved work. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel, and we'll be talking to you again. Thank you.